How about not another SHOT Show video? They do get boring quick, don't they? Well, I do have a product from SHOT Show, and I'm excited to show it to you today. Coming up next on Living Survival. In all seriousness, SHOT Show is a great time. It's in Las Vegas, so of course, that's a great time. And I get to see new products coming out from the vendors that I like best. So hopefully you enjoyed the few videos that I put out on some of the products that I found pretty interesting. One of the booths I stopped by was the Gerber booth. I wanted to see more of the products coming for 2017 and see if they were going to continue this trend of making better and better knives and multi-tools. Of course, I reviewed the center drive. I really like that. And I've had the US Assist knife now for a couple weeks. I really do like it. I like the pattern on the handles here. It does give you good grip even when you have gloves on, which is something that I did do a lot of testing on this knife. This has what they call the BOSS system, the balls of stainless steel. So it is a ball bearing system, which is nice. It gives it a very quick, smooth, fast opening deployment. It is an assisted deployment. You have a spring that goes along the back here. So when you close the knife, it pushes against that spring, allowing that to assist you when you go to open the knife. As you notice, I'm left-handed here, so it does have thumb studs on both right and left sides. However, the pocket clip is only right carry only, tip up or tip down. I like the wire pocket clip. I like that it's deep carry. You only have about 3/8 to about a half of an inch there that sticks out of your pocket. I like the retention on it. It's not too tight that it's going to snag and pull at your pants, but it's tight enough that it doesn't move around in my experience. Centering is not perfect on the one I got, although it does not rub on either side. I took a look at the one at the show, and theirs was off just a little bit too, so it may be a hit or miss with as far as the centering goes. However, again, it doesn't rub. It comes out lightning fast. There is a little bit of side-to-side play, and there is a little bit of up and down play. However, as you're going to see in a moment, one of the tests that I did was I smashed it against a piece of wood to see if I could get the lock to fail. Again, that's probably abuse of the knife, not something that you're going to do on a day-to-day basis, but I did want to see the strength of the lock back, and it did hold up. Again, it has a ball bearing system, so it's very smooth. To deploy the knife, you simply just flick out one of the thumb studs. I like that. It comes out super fast, and then that engages this little lock here, which you do have to press to close the knife. You can really see the ball bearings in action when you go to release the lock on the knife. You simply press it, and you can see there that the knife falls down. It's free to fall. However, it catches the spring, so it's not going to fall down and cut your finger, for example. So it makes it very easy to deploy one-handed and to release and close the knife back up one-handed. It's very fun to use. I'm really enjoying this knife. As you can see, this knife is designed and made in the USA in their Portland, Oregon facility. Again, it is S30V. It's got a very nice stone wash. Now, people have said this knife looks very similar to the Kershaw Blur. I guess it resembles it a little bit. However, it's not really anything like the Blur other than it shares the same steel, the S30V. This one has the ambi thumb studs with the push button lock system. Of course, they are both assisted. However, this one has the stainless steel bearings in it, which the Blur does not, and the Blur is also a liner lock. So other than the blade steel, that's about the only similarity there is. I really like the size of this, a little bit smaller than the Blur, 3-inch overall on the blade and 7.2-inch overall on the knife itself. When you deploy the knife, the plunge lock button here pops out, and you have a lock bar that the back of the knife rests on, and then you also have the plunge lock in there. Now, I hit this on a board pretty hard several times to see if that system would fail or if it would loosen up, and it really didn't. Again, there is a little bit of side-to-side play and a little bit of up and down play. There also is a cross bolt lock here, which you can engage to lock the knife open, which I did not do in the testing. I left it disengaged because I wanted to test the plunge lock itself. Also, when the blade is folded down, you can enable that cross lock or that cross bolt lock, and that would not allow the knife to open in a pack or a pocket. I could do with or without the cross bolt. To me, it doesn't matter. To me, it's not really going to activate. You do have to push off pretty hard to get it to deploy, something that you get used to when you first get the knife. But once you get the hang of it, you can deploy this knife ultra fast, and then of course you can also close it one-handed, which is what I really like with those ball bearings. So very smooth operation and just a nice looking knife overall as well. Let's go ahead and roll in some footage that I did previously on the knife. I used it to cut some tubing, which was very, very cold, so it was very hard tubing, something that you might find yourself cutting with a knife like this, just everyday tasks, maybe at work or around the home. I also cut some less diameter tubing as well, went right through that, no problem. And then I did test it out on some wood. I did a few shavings with it. Not the best. A flat grind knife would probably do a little bit better at really taking chunks out of wood, but again, that's probably not something you're going to do with a small pocket knife like this. And then of course I did bash it against the wood several times to see if I could get that lock to fail. After all that, there's nothing at all wrong with the blade. It has held its sharpness, it has held its integrity. There's no dents or nicks or chips or anything like that. And again, I didn't find any more play or wiggle in the blade itself. Another task that many people may do is cutting cardboard. So we can go ahead and cut some cardboard with the knife. You can see it slices right through the cardboard. No big deal. Now, one thing that people are going to ask is if I sharpened the knife when I got it. I did not. I've been doing all my testing just on the original sharpness from Gerber, so it is holding up really well. Let's go ahead and try to cut some paper with it. You can see that it's still very sharp. Still got very good edge retention. Let's grab another piece of paper and do some slower cuts here. Seems to be holding its sharpness just fine. Did tear out a little bit there. So if I just touch this up with a strop, it would be back to very, very sharp, but I'm impressed with the edge retention on that S30V. So what do I like about the blade? I like the overall looks of it. I really like their plunge lock system. I like that it's ambi deployment, which is nice for us left-handers. I really like those stainless steel ball bearings in there, so it's very smooth. I love the pocket clip, fits nicely in the pocket, has good retention, and I also like the stonewash on the blade with that S30V blade steel. Some cons to the knife would be that it does have a little bit of play in it. My particular version is not exactly in the center, although it's close and it doesn't rub on the liners at all. And then of course the price. This knife is going to run you about $85 to $95. When they are available, the price may come down. You can get the Kershaw Blur for $65, which also has the S30V. But again, this is made in the USA, designed in the USA. I think it looks better than the Blur. I like the stainless steel ball bearings that the Blur doesn't have. And then of course, I like their plunge lock system better than a liner lock or a frame lock. Another feature that I'd like to see on this knife is a reversible pocket clip. However, I find it to be not that big of a problem. You can whip it out, spin it around, and deploy the blade. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, taking a look at the US Assist knife. Now, as I mentioned, it's not quite available, I don't believe, in the S30V. There may be some retailers that have it, but most that I looked up were pre-order. However, the ones that I did find, it will run between $85 and $95. I will be sure to put an Amazon link below once it's available on Amazon. This is just one of the new knives that's coming out from Gerber, so I'm excited to get, review, and share the rest of them with you for 2017. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Make sure you share it to your family and friends on your social media. And as always, if you haven't done so, please click that red subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.